Hey everybody, it's Jared Merrill with Big Mo Motorsports. Several people wanted us to do a kind of a race day follow along or race day vlog kind of thing. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do today. First thing will be is I'm going to apologize up front for the fisheye effect. I'm using the same camera for the vlogs that I am for the on-car or the onboard camera. And so switching between those, I'll forget to switch one or the other. So I'm just going to leave it in widescreen. So you'll just have to suffer through that. So it's about 3 hours before we leave for the race. Got the car here. It's all ready to go. I've done my work over the week. Made sure everything was good to go. Just to give you an idea, I haven't even started loading up the trailer yet. So all I've done is get my truck fueled up and I got it hooked up. So my next step is to take the cover off the trailer and then I'll back the trailer up into the driveway here, and then I'll start loading tools. I have 2 sets of tools, garage set and a trailer set, so I don't switch a lot, but some of the impact guns and things like that I'll switch over. So I will get that rolling, and I'll stop throughout the time to kind of show you guys what's going on. All right, so you can see here I've got the trailer backed in. Ready to go. You can kind of get an idea on how I'm going to load it right here. Typically I'll work on the car with the car facing forward, and instead of changing everything around, I will literally just take the quick jack and pull it right up into the trailer. So when I get to the racetrack, it's just a matter of rolling the car straight out and I'm ready to go. So I'm now going to go through and load up the specialty tools, which would be the impact, maybe the drill, anything like that I think I might need, any spare parts I think I might need that I pulled out of the trailer over the week, and then I'll get the car up in there, and maybe I'll turn the camera back on for loading the car up, just so you guys can see how I pull it up in there. All right, cool. All right, everybody, I got everything else on the trailer that I need. Now I just need to load the car up into here. So I'm gonna try to set the camera up here to where you guys can see me load it up. It's not that big of a deal, but since I do everything primarily just one person, some people might be interested in how I do it. One of the things that I do that is probably to note is that I've backed my trailer up enough to where the trailer door actually sits on the concrete of my garage. That reduces the angle of this upswing. So I'll set the camera here. Hopefully you guys will get a good view of this. All right. So you saw how that worked. Got the car lined up. See, it's a little crooked in here, but I've got this track on the floor. I will roll the car back a little bit. Hard to do this one-handed here. Got that in. All right, so I got the back locked in. Front's off a little bit. I will see if I can do this while I'm holding the camera. Move it over a little bit, maybe a little bit more. All right. Straighten the steering wheel out. Then I'll put that on, cover that up, and then I'll have the trailer at least loaded from this standpoint. I do take my quick jack and load it up like that. So I will tighten down the right front, and then we will button up the trailer. I think I need to fill the cooler yet, and then we'll go. All right, I've got the cooler all loaded up, put in there, getting the truck ready. It's just Thomas and I going today, so got Thomas's bed and his backpack with all of his food stuff, and he's actually on the other side of the door here in the garage whining. That is Thomas wanting to go to the racetrack. So anyway, he's getting loud. One of the things, and I guess this is a me thing, I've got kind of a cleanliness thing. So it is about an hour before I need to leave. And I've kind of worked up a bit of a sweat here, kind of getting everything loaded up. So because I'm kind of particular about my cleanliness, especially if I'm going to drive almost 2 hours to get to a track, I'm going to go inside and I am going to take a quick shower, and I'm going to change, and then we will be getting ready to get on the road, and we'll go from there. So we'll see. You can hear Thomas again out there. All right, everybody, we are all loaded up. You can see in the mirror there. We are ready to go. I am closing the garages. I've got Thomas the dog here. Say hi, Tom. And we'll be heading to the track, so I'll see you guys once we get to the track. Thanks. All right, we just got to the track here. Thomas just woke up. You can see there's the track, and we are pulling up in line with the at the gate for the pits to get in. So you can kind of see here what we've got going on. Now, hot lap's starting about an hour. It's it shouldn't take too long. We're pretty much ready to go. So there you can kind of see the pits, and decent number of cars in the pits today. I guess that's they're running some of these late models, and that's probably where that comes from. So anyway, I'll get you as we get into the pits. All right, we're in the pits. We're pulling up to park here. You can see most of the Legends park up there on the hill. So that's where I'll be headed here. All right, I gotta stop the camera here while I park the rest of the way. All right, we're parked here. We will start unloading everything. We'll go from there. Thomas, wait here. All right, come on. Oh. All right, so we'll go through this real quick. Just gonna be straightforward. I'll unpack the car, push it out, hook up the generator, and then we sit and wait for hot laps. All right, hot laps should be in about 45 minutes. So I'll talk to you guys then. All right, we got lineups. It's Sunday, and I don't usually like racing on Sundays because getting home late and then working the next day is kind of a pain. Started 3 hours earlier today, so hopefully we'll get home 3 hours earlier than normal. But we're running late models today, and I guess there's a B main and one of the modified divisions. So that probably means that we're not going to get home very early tonight. Either way, I've got to get my driver's suit on and get ready to go out. I'm in the first group. The first Legends group. There's only 2 groups going out, so we'll see how that shakes out. You can see here we got the car ready to go. I just need to get in it and drive. So I will talk to you guys after hot laps. All right, I just ran hot laps. And man, that's the worst I've ever felt the track. It was super rough. A couple of hard ruts in a couple spots where I wanted to run, and then it was just like super loose. The car was super loose everywhere, in and out, just a slick racetrack. So for hot laps, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. It's just going to get worse throughout the night, or if I need to make a change. The last changes that I had made were tightening up the rear end and loosening up the front end. So I'm going to reverse that half a round I did last week in the front end. I know normally I would do that for the heat race and then go back in the feature, but I'm thinking that the track has slicked off more because it's in the hotter part of the day, and so it's probably more like feature conditions for the heat race, and then who knows what for the feature. So I'm going to tighten the front end by half a round. Maybe adjust tire pressures in the back, I don't know. But man, that car didn't feel good, the track didn't feel good. We'll have to see how we qualified once we get the lineups. Alright, I'll talk to you guys hopefully before we go out for heat races. Well, I got my qualifying order here. And that mostly sucked, I think. It was a harder group of guys. Obviously we had some super fast guys in our group, but I ended up qualifying 6th out of 9. So that's arguably my worst qualifying to date here. And I don't know, I guess they ran out of transponders, and so most of the folks are being scored with the transponders that they've got, and then there's a few of us, i.e. me and probably at least one other person, that are being scored manually. So I don't know if being scored manually made any difference in that. I know, having done that at a track before, how much of an inexact science it is, but I ain't gonna complain. It just sucks. I'm gonna have to start my heat race that far back, and it just means it means I'm gonna have a crappy feature start spot. So we'll go from there. Either way, I did change the front end. I tightened the front end up by half a round. Most of the guys that I'm talking to here are telling me that that the track is already dry slick, and that it's going to get even worse throughout the night, going to black, which I have never experienced. So but everything that I've read, and even talking to the folks here, means it's going to drive more and more and more like an asphalt track. So I'm hoping that that is a benefit for me. but we'll see. So it's probably going to be a super slick night. Things are going slow. They got a lot of late models here, a lot of modifieds here. Even though we started 3 hours sooner, I'm kind of guessing that I'm going to be home late. Alright, feels like it's been 2 hours since I last talked to you guys. Still haven't, let me turn that down. Still haven't ran the heat race yet, getting ready to go out for that right now. Again, I start 6, so we'll see how that goes. Alright. Well, I started my heat race 6th. Ended up finishing 4th, mostly I think due to one car pulling off that was ahead of me and another car either getting out of shape or having a problem. I thought I almost had 3rd place there for a little bit. I was inside of a guy and he was running me real tight, and I just didn't feel comfortable getting on it with him underneath me, and didn't want to take us both out in the heat race. Well, I don't want to take anybody out in the feature race either. So that'll mean that I'm probably starting, what is that, 7th in the feature on the inside row. So on the inside, to me that's good, because I plan on trying to hook that bottom a little bit more. I think that's where the speed's going to be at. Not going to make any changes to the car. It is... We're running them about an hour behind when we normally run, and we started 3 hours sooner. So that's bad news for me getting home tonight, but we'll see. The next B main that was supposed to be up isn't even lined up yet, so kind of frustrated. I'm going to be here all night. I love the racing. It's just there's a lot of waiting in between, and that's like that at every track. But either way, I'm not going to make any adjustments to the car. I did have one major screw up, and that was I went to all this effort to do the follow along with the camera here, and I forgot to turn my cameras on for the heat race. So that being said, I didn't get that heat race recorded. I'll be sure to not screw that up for the feature race. Alright? I'll probably talk to you before the feature. Alright, getting ready for the feature here. Most everybody else is left. I gotta get in the car and get rolling. I think I start 7th, so we'll see how I do afterwards, alright? Alright, well, in all reality that kind of sucked. I started the feature 7, lost 2 or 3 spots in the first 5 laps, then ended up gaining them back. I finished somewhere 6th to 7th. Track didn't feel very good, the car didn't feel very good, driver probably didn't know what the hell he was doing, and I hit the wall at one point. The guy in front of me hit the wall like 2 laps before me, and then I was on the outside of somebody, and he kept going up and kept going up, and it was so dusty it was hard for me to tell where the wall was, and well, I found it. It didn't obviously do enough damage for me to do anything, but I'll show you here. You can see the concrete right there. So luckily that doesn't look too bad. I'll probably take that ring off of the beadlock sometime, and then check it, make sure it's still flat, make sure I didn't bend it. Other than that, whew, that was a whole long day. It's now 10 o'clock at night and I got a 2-hour drive home. So I need to get packed up and get heading on out of here. All right, I'll check in with you again once I get home. All right, so it's 12:15 and I gotta be up at, well, I gotta leave the house at 7:30 in the morning here. Got the trailer unhooked, everything put away. I actually left the car in the trailer tonight. For one, I didn't want to take the time to unload it because I need to get to bed. I got to take a shower yet and get to bed. And the other thing is I might just leave the car in the trailer until Saturday. The only thing that I would normally do would be change the oil filter, and I've done that at the track before, so I might just do that and plan on leaving for the race like a half an hour earlier to do that. So that's my plan. It was interesting. The more I thought about the race on the way home, I just didn't do very good. I started to figure out I thought the bottom line would have been better, and so I ran that for like the first 3 or 4 laps, and that's where I lost all my spots. So then I ran the middle line, and I think it was doing better. Well, I think I went from the bottom to the top. That still didn't work. Then I ran the middle line. That's when I gained a couple spots back. It's either that I did better or the guys around me did worse, one of the two. Either way, this is the end of the night, so this will be the end of this kind of race day follow along. All right,